Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am at Portland Fishery with Shane and we are on Herons Lake. We've done Portland a few times. Me and Shane's dad Davey came down here not too long ago and we had a pretty good day. I didn't catch as many silvers as I wanted. I was aiming for the silvers. Me and Shane have come here and we didn't film. We were intending to film about a month back, 2 months back, and we actually caught zilch. We probably caught a cold more than we caught fish, to be fair. So we're back today. We haven't fished this lake. There is about 7 or 8 lakes here at Portland Fisheries. We've just had a breakfast. We've been in the calf, had a breakfast. There are lots of matches on today. There's only 3 lakes available because there's matches on all the other lakes. It's a day ticket water apart from the matches. I think it's like £7 to fish. You can have 2 rods, but there are so many fish in these lakes, it would be hard to keep up with them. Like I say, we're on Heron Lake and we're going to give it a go. I've tucked myself around this bush to try and keep out the wind because there is quite a bit of wind. I'll just show you the lake now. As you can see, it is pretty windy out there. Shane's just the other side of me. I think we're both going to try and go on the bottom. He might be on the pellet waggler. I'm not sure of his tactics. I'm going to be going with a cage feeder with a bit of a random mix, which I'll show you in a bit. Get it on the deck, and then I've got a banded hook link so I can have various baits. I'm going to try pellet to start with and then work my way through a few baits and see if we can get a nice little swim going and catch some big fish.
I've got 2 rods with me. I'm going to set up, I think I'm going to start off with the feeder. There's a lovely little island in this pond. I'll show you around the pond in a sec. But there's a lovely little island in the pond. I think I'm going to get the feeder out, get across to there, start them feeding, and then hopefully I'm going to swap over to the pellet waggler. I'm going to have some fun with the pellet waggler. Just to run you down what I'm starting off with today here at Portland on Heron. So I'm using at the bottom, I've got a couple of blades of sweet corn with a couple of maggots. So the sweet corn's on the ear rig and I've just put 2 maggots on the hook there. I think that's a size 10 hook, to be honest, with a 4-inch hair rig, and that is, I believe, £6 with a quick change bead underneath the Preston interchange. This one's the pellet feeder. Like I say, I plan to get them feeding with this, and then when they're in the vicinity I'm going to try getting the pellet feeder out.
Lovely little common. Look at that. On the pellet. Hope for a few more of them. As I've said, I'm using the cage feeder. I thought I'd run through what I'm actually putting in the feeder because it's not, I suppose it's not really conventional. It's not your normal kind of just ground bait. So what I've got is, this is a mix of micro pellet all the way up to about 4 mil, various different pellets in there. But what I also have in there is I've got a bucket where I chuck all my old boilies in the food processor. So I put all the old boilies in there and just blitz them up into boilie chop, really. There's the odd pop up in there. Not many, but that adds a little bit of colour. But then, and I usually do this at the end of the year and it lasts me for the next season. So any old boilies I've got, I chuck in the food processor, whiz them all up, and then I've got like boilie chop. And then what I do is I add a few scoops of that to my pellet mix, and then I add some of this mix to my ground bait, which again, my ground bait is just a standard ground bait. Might have a couple of ground baits mixed together, but on the whole it's just a standard ground bait. But then it ends up looking like this, which is great. It's got the ground bait in it, but then it's got all various different size pellets, and then tons and tons and tons of chopped boilie, which it all just breaks down really easily in the feeder. And it's got so many smells and scents going on, and textures and colours and everything. So I think it works really well. There's only me that's going to have this because it's my concoction, really. So if it doesn't work, it's my own fault. But yeah, it's my own concoction. So I would definitely recommend, like, if you've got old boilies and they've gone a bit stale, they've gone a bit hard, you know, you've had them, or you've just got too many boilies, because that is a thing. We've all got too many boilies. We've all got too many pellets and things. Just get a little food processor. I found mine at a boot sale for a couple of quid. And then yeah, just that is my fishing food processor, and I just chuck it all in, and then I've got like a powder, like a very fine crumb, which I can add to my pellet mix, so I can then chuck that out in forms of PVA bags, a little PVA stick mix kind of thing. Well, it's not stick, but you get what I'm saying. I can put that on the hook and throw that out, but then I can also add this, you know, mixture to ground bait, which works really well. So I definitely recommend you give it a try. And yeah, if you've got your own concoction of ground bait and pellet mix and whatnot, I'd love to hear what you lot put together and what you've had success with. Yeah, please share it in the comments below so we can all have a little learn and give it a go, and yeah, see if any of it works for all of us. But that is what's going in my cage feeder.
Handy is it? There's the first fish of the day. Nice, big, fat, chunky common. Not massive in length, but it got a right belly on her. That was caught with 2 blades of corn and 2 maggots. Lovely fish. Pristine, actually. Let's get him back in the water. You guys know I can't film the whole session here while I'm fishing at Portland, because you'd have 6 hours of footage. But so I can't film every fish that we actually catch, because like I said to you at the start of the video, they're quite easy to catch here. It's a fishery at the end of the day, so there's plenty of fish in here. And my rod just went round on the feeder, and I'm reeling it in. I'm thinking to myself, what is that? Because it comes up quite bright in the pond. I've only gone and caught myself. I believe it's a goldfish. Yeah, you've heard right, a goldfish. I'm ecstatic though, because it's a great little fish. But have a look at the size of it. Look at that. What a little fish. So yeah, it's not every day you can come out and catch a goldfish. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I did say I think there's quite a mixed bag of fish in here, but Shane has just caught a goldfish, and quite a stonking goldfish at that. I didn't even know they were in here, but yeah, I've never caught a goldfish, and I'm well happy for him because it looked really good. But I won't lie, I'm a bit jealous. I could really, I'd love to catch a goldfish. Never caught one. Never seen one that big, apart from like in an aquarium or a shop or something. But I didn't even know they were in here. I've had loads of common carp. I've had no mirrors today. Yeah, but we'll see what else is in here, shall we? Seem to be getting more aggressive takes with the meat, which is, well, that's pretty good. I'm not sure what this is. That is a cracking chub. Look at that. That was a stonking take. Just swung right round. The meat seems to be working. Let's get that back in and crack on.
Right guys, I'm actually going to be quite a little bit cheeky. I'm going to try and show you in real time how easy it is and how quick it is once these fish get feeding here. So, like I say, I've been feeding out there and I've been feeding the margins. I've got a lot of fish to the right hand side of me now, so you'll see me dip the bait in, and hopefully you'll see it in real time quickly go and see how quick it can actually be. I'm not going to cast that far. You'll see me bait go in the water in a second. Like I say, a quick underarm flick, just in this margin, somewhere around there like that. You'll see me tighten up the line. I'm just going to hold it with my hand. There you go. And that's it, we're in. As quick as that. As quick as that, guys. Once them fish got feeding in that area, there's stacks in there. And as you can see now, he's fighting away. It's only a baby common, but it just shows you how easy it is once you've got them fish there. And she's in. Another stunning little fish. And there you can see my blades of corn still sticking out.
So I was on a 4-inch banded hair rig, and I was using the pellet on that, and I was getting takes, just not, you know, they seem to die off a little bit. So I've changed to luncheon meat. I changed my my hook link to a quick stop, and now I've just gone with a bit of luncheon meat. I've got little cubes, and I just push the quick stop through, straight onto the hair, and yeah, keeping it with my ground bait, which I've got here. Had a few good takes so far, quite aggressive takes. That was a nice chub that I just had. Just gonna see if it encourages more fish, because I know there are some barbel, and like I've already seen the chub, so I know there's some big chub down there. That would be pretty nice to catch a few more of them. Just want to yeah, vary it up a little bit, see if they're going to start feeding quite well on the meat. If not, then I might change something else. I've got sweet corn, I've got maggots, I've got worms, I've got boilies, I've got wafters. It really is just a matter of, you know, having a little go through things, figuring out what, you know, what they want to eat and what they are feeding on. This is the skill part of fishing, really. Obviously you've got the technical part of, you know, making rigs, you know, running your lines and all this and that, and getting all that right. But then you've got the other part of the watercraft, figuring out the water, figuring out the swims. But then you've got figuring out the fish, what they want to eat, what they're feeding on, why they're feeding on that, how you're going to attack the swim and the venue. There is quite a lot. There's just so many, 1,000,001 decisions come into catching a fish. I mean, this kind of venue is really quite easy. I could probably put a what's it on the water, and I'd catch on it. But you can have good days and bad days, even on venues like this. Me and Shane have had a awful day on one of the other lakes on here where we actually caught nothing, and that's, you know, not unheard of, because sometimes they're just not feeding, they're just not interested, or they're not feeding on what you're trying to feed them. So it's definitely worth cycling through a few baits, you know, changing up your tactics. I love the little quick change hook links, because you can then just whip off a banded one, and I just put on a quick stop, so it makes it so easy to be able to change through your baits. Yes! Look at this. Never caught a goldfish ever. Look at that. Lovely, lovely fish. So I've never caught a goldfish ever, so I wanted to get it out and on the mat and have a good look at it and actually get a good picture. But look at that. I saw Shane catch one and I was like proper jealous. I'm well happy for him, but now I'm over the moon that I've caught one. Look at that beauty. Didn't even know they were in here. Really didn't. Cramp. I didn't even know these were in here. But this is, yeah, it's made my day. Definitely never caught a goldfish. Made my day. All right, let's get a photo and pop it back. I can't believe I actually caught a goldfish. Never did I think I was going to catch a goldfish out of here today. That has absolutely made my day. It really has. Who would have thought catching a goldfish would make me so happy? But yeah, I am chuffed with that. Absolutely chuffed. I can't wait to show the picture to my nephew. He's gonna love it. He's gonna be like, right, I want to catch a goldfish now. I had a pretty good session, to be fair. I had a lot of common carp. I think I've had about 15 carp. I've had the chub. I've had a few little skimmers, which I didn't bother filming. They're tiny little skimmers. And yeah, the goldfish. I can't believe that. And Shane's had a goldfish. How cool is that? That is, yeah, a proper session. But as you can see, look, I'll show you how windy it is. It's really picking up. There's still fish about, don't get me wrong. There is still fish about. I think we're going to have another half an hour and then probably call it a day. We're going to have a short session today because we've got various bits and bobs to get on with. But we wanted to come out and try and have a little session. And yeah, I'm so pleased we did because... Oh, fish on! Look at that! What is it? Oh, if it was another goldfish now, I would be... I would be so ecstatic. Look at that. Another beautiful fish on the luncheon meat with a cage feeder.
When I first started the pellet waggler, I was fishing at probably 3 foot depth. Then I moved to 2, and now I've actually moved, because the fish are on the surface or just below the surface, I've moved it now, so it's about probably 8 inches below. Obviously the float, so probably 10 inches in total. But obviously I'm chucking that out with a pellet on the band, chucking some free offerings in, some pellets, a few corn over the top, and when they're coming in for that, they're just nailing my bait.
Right, we are all packed up now at Portland. That is the end of our session. Well, mate, how was your session?
Yeah, great session, really. Yeah, exactly what I wanted it to be fair.
Well, I'm over the moon. I caught a freaking goldfish.
Me too.
I was well jealous when he caught one, but then I caught one as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping you can hear us right now because the wind is really kicking up.
Yeah. Show them the water, look, it's tight.
Yeah, it is tight. It is really windy. But yeah, we've had a great session here at Portland on Heron Lake.
Yes, Heron Lake, yeah.
All, like I say, there was only 3 lakes available for day ticket. The rest were all with matches. But yeah, no, really great session. You've done a few different tactics?
Yeah, so I went with a method to start off with a pellet feeder.
Yep.
That turned out all right, but just because I was here leisurely fishing, I thought I'd swap over to the pellet waggler and then enjoyed the pellet waggler too. Once I got them feeding, you know, I lightened the height of the pellet from the actual float. It was brilliant. Had some great fish.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking of starting the session with PVA mesh bags and then just on the bomb, but when I got here and then I saw the fish were quite active, I don't know, I just thought I'd try and get a lot of food in the swim, so I changed to a cage feeder. I changed my mind, went straight to a cage feeder. You saw what I put in the feeder. It was like a mix of pellet, boilie crush,
Aaron's famous hodgepodge.
Yeah, complete hodgepodge. And then put all that in with a little bit of water, and then I had pellet on the band to start with, which got me a few carp. But then I moved over to luncheon meat.
What caught you the goldfish?
Luncheon meat.
Luncheon meat.
Luncheon meat was the one that caught. Yeah, the luncheon meat were they seem to be more aggressive takes than the pellet. But yeah, really good session. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what they gotta do?
Subscribe.
Make sure you hit the like button, and then any comments, questions, or places you want us to go into next, drop that in the comment section below, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.